we keep seeing trailers every week and new characters, and every time I send the trailers to the group chat, I'm just like, I'm just confused. I don't have any more clarification. I don't know how this game works still. Every new character with a new mechanic, I'm like, well, that spits in the face of everything I've seen before.
So wait, they have completely different mechanics?
Yeah. So we're gonna get into these two trailers of Bleach Rebirth of Souls. The first one is Chad. The second one is Urahara.
I will keep my promise.
I mean, it looks great. Right? Like it keeps looking good.
Let's go now.
You guys remember a Capcom game called God Man?
God Hand?
God Hand.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah.
Wasn't expecting this.
That's what he looks like he plays like.
Which again,
that's not a bad thing.
It's not a bad thing. But then you see the other mechanics of like, but how does this compare to Ichigo and Byakuya? It's like, you know, like it's completely different mechanics.
Looks good, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. At least they spent some money.
Yeah.
That's homie's sword?
Yeah.
I have no other choice.
That's the sword without the cane?
Yeah, that's his
Street
release.
guy. Yeah, that's his street guy.
This sword is crazy.
Scream, Benihime. I'll get serious. Just a bit.
Yeah, that looks crazy. That's a nice looking sword.
But even that, I'm like, bro, like, so he just speeds up. He just becomes, you know, like it's one of those things where I'm like, I appreciate the uniqueness of it, but I still don't know the game. You know what I'm saying? Like the overall gameplay. Like, how do these mechanics work in an actual match?
It's not clear.
It's at all.
Okay.
So fellas, Rebirth of Soul. We saw 2 new character trailers with 2 brand new mechanics with each character. Chad having a counter mechanic, Urahara having a mechanic where he speeds up in his gameplay. Is there anything that we could take away from these new trailers? I'm still completely lost.
I hope they release like a beta or something.
They're gonna
or at least like
tell
a
us.
fighting demo to see how it really works. I do like the fact that each character has its own mechanics in a way, because when we really look at it, and you know, gotta give it its flowers. Fighter Z did that for me.
Yeah.
Especially, everybody had like its own, like they had their own flair of way of doing things, and I feel like I love that type of gameplay because you have to expand on that. Because you know, and you brought up this point to me, because I said like, all right, well, what can Kisuke really have? Because it wasn't until like certain points of the story that we saw the full magnitude of what he could do. But then I remember back then, yes, he was more of the trickster type of gameplay where, oh, if you thought you slashed me, like, no, that's just a portable gi guy. But then here, take this red wave, bam.
Yeah. This trap bomb that I set up with my sword, and I know 65 keto spells and all types. Like,
yeah.
A diverse moveset for sure.
Because, like, for example, like Yororichi, I already could tell like what her fighting style is going to be like. It's going to be a flurry of flashy punches and kicks.
But then it's just like when I think about that, like, because the thing with fighters, right? Like fighters works because you're still in like a 2.5, right? Where it's one person on one side, one person on the other. How does this? Granted, I will always like be on the side of unique characters and gameplay, but do you feel like they're running the risk of having characters that are completely at a disadvantage because it's an arena fighter? Where it's like you're gonna have a character where it's like, man, they just suck.
No, it works because look at like Storm. Remember, like for example, and I would say this, the Sound Ninja 4. They all play so differently. Like Sakon, and you know, Sakon was a more taijutsu based character. Jirobo was more of a grappler. Kirumaru was just the the spider version of 1010, like just throwing stuff at you, but it's not really hitting you.
Yeah, because the
And
long range characters suck in that game. That's what I'm saying. Like
and then
1010,
and then
Kidomaru,
to you, yeah,
the puppet
just
users were
sucked.
trash.
To you,
To you, it was garbage. But I think that speaks more to my point of like you have these characters where it's like, yeah, I appreciate that they fight with a long range play style. It's not just punch, but they're at a disadvantage because, like you said, her attacks literally don't hit you. Like, yeah, you have this whole like spirit yokai summoning mechanic, but if I can't hit anybody with it, I'm not gonna pick this character. I'm just gonna go back to Heavenly Hand Power Sasuke.
but then you got long range characters like the Mizukage who's just the definition of annoying because he hits you constantly.
The homing water was insane.
Like, bro, like,
yeah, his jutsu would like about face. You're like, yo. So it's I don't know. Again, we don't know enough about the game for me to say anything, and that's why I said I don't think we got to stick on it too long. I'm just curious, and I wanted to know how you guys felt about how it's shaping up.
It's building up very nice. It's building up very nice.
I expect them to release a commentary of how the game actually plays.
Well, remember they did, and it was still confusing. They did a whole gameplay overview with the meters and everything. And I was still like, what is happening?
They need a demo. They need a demo.
Jeez, I didn't know. Wow. Okay.
When your Reishi hits the da-da-da-da, you can do this. I'm like, excuse me? What?
Yeah, it's time
you never heard before?
Yeah.
No, that's crazy. Okay.